I grew up in Sydney, and Australia was a place where you kind of have to do things yourself. So I kind of grew up making things through necessity, really, not because I necessarily wanted to. People are often curious and fascinated and sometimes suspicious of the fact that I design so many different kinds of things. But my answer, or at least response, is simply that that's what design is, you know. I mean, that's the kind of the whole point of what I do. You know, if you can't do that, then I don't think you're a very good designer, frankly. You know, design is about problem solving, and, you know, the whole process is about being able to respond and provide solutions. I call myself a problem solver. In fact, you know, I feel like a kind of a gun for hire, really. In my capacity as designer, I'm asked to come on board with big companies sometimes small companies, and kind of solve their problems. As a designer, I kind of was conscious of the fact that I didn't want to pretend I was an artist. I'm definitely not an artist. I mean, perhaps I work more like an artist than a lot of designers do, but I also work more like a designer than a lot of designers do as well. But I love the idea of being in an art gallery, you know, because I think they're unique sort of forums in which to present work, and this project behind me was designed for an art gallery, not for an aircraft company. Some projects, like in the aviation business, are very much about materials. In the boating industry, it's very much about how well things are put together. You know, there's a big difference. You know, all aeroplanes are well made. You know, they have to be. But not all boats are well made because they don't have to be. Riva's a pretty well-known brand, sort of an iconic Italian brand. I'd always, you know, dreamt of working with companies like this. I really believe in quality, and I believe in, you know, I believe in the fact that ultimately you kind of get what you pay for. For me, luxury is kind of about quality, really. You know, what we all think of as luxury is really kind of a, you know, has overtly commercial sort of overtone. There are absolutely things that I wouldn't want to do. You know, I'm not a big fan of the idea of designing mass-produced disposable objects, because I just, you know, I don't like the idea of designing landfill. You know, I like the idea of designing things that give people sort of enjoyment at the end of the day. Well, what brings me the most pleasure about doing all of this is what I get out of it at the end of the day, and that is ultimately knowledge.